Don't you think it's about time to party?
Tonight is a chance for us to reflect.
You mean no one else is coming? Well, this is off to a hopping start.
You all are bright and shining futures. You need to understand what is at stake here.
Everything's not so black and white like you make it out to be.
But we are fighting for our lives.
Tonight we are reviewing another Kemp Powers movie called One Night in Miami. This is a 2020 American drama film about a fictionalized meeting of Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, and Sam Cooke in a room at the Hampton House in February 1964. Celebrating Ali's surprise win over Sonny Liston, it is the first feature directed by Regina King. So that's great. From the screenplay by Kemp Powers based on his stage play of the same name. More about our writer. Kemp Powers is an American film co-director, screenwriter, and playwright. He is best known for his work on this movie and the play, as well as Star Trek Discovery and the Disney movie Soul. Kemp Powers wrote the play in order to fill in the gaps about what happened behind closed doors when Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and Jim Brown met in a hotel room in Miami in '64. In an Esquire interview by Olivia Ovenden on January 15, 2021, writer and playwright Kemp Powers discusses how he came to write the play One Night in Miami, and I quote, "About 15 years ago, I was reading a book on the intersection between professional sports and the civil rights movement. The focus was Muhammad Ali, and it mentioned that specific night and the fact that when Cassius Clay beat Sonny Liston, he went back to the Malcolm X hotel room with Sam Cooke and Jim Brown. The next morning, he announced that he was a member of the Nation of Islam to the press. I already knew about the relationship between Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali, but for some reason the idea of the four of them together in a room really sparked my imagination. 90% of what is said is stuff that is my creation, but it's based on what they believed and who they really were." End quote. So the answer to everybody's question about, is this a real story? Did this really happen? Well, yes and no. Yes, these guys did meet in a hotel room, but no, he doesn't actually know what happened. So he just kind of made it up, pieced it together like you said. So there you have it. Is it real? Yes and no. Okay, so there it is. All right, now my review. I have to warn you guys, this is a slow burn. Okay. The movie opens up with Muhammad Ali, played by Eli Goree of Ballers and Riverdale. Muhammad Ali gets knocked out in the ring. Eli may not look a whole lot like Muhammad Ali, but he does a great impersonation of him. R&B singer Sam Cooke, played by Leslie Odom Jr., has a horrible night at Coco Cabana where he was performing for the first time. People walked out. It was very embarrassing. NFL legend Jim Brown, played by my super sexy actor Aldis Hodge, oh my god, who was also in the short TV episode Calypso for our Star Trek fans. He was also MC Ren in Straight Outta Compton, and he appeared in the Netflix series Black Mirror. Jim Brown was being praised by a long-term friend who was white and who lived in a very large plantation in Georgia. It was a beautiful conversation. Him and his daughter loved him, they greeted him, and it was amazing, and they sat on the porch and had lemonade. It was just beautiful, right? That's what happened first. Then at the end, Jim Brown asked to assist him because he was moving some furniture inside of his house. And the guy turns to him, played by Beau turns to him and says, "Oh, we don't allow the N-word in the house." And I was like, what? Rewind, what did he just say? Because it shocked me. It was so out of the ordinary of what just occurred between them. Such a beautiful porch southern conversation to, we don't allow ninjas in the house. And he said it just like he was saying, oh, we don't allow dogs in the house. I'm sorry, you have to let your mutt stay outside or something. Crazy. Also in the movie is the dude from Fringe. I love him, Lance Reddick. Just loved him in Fringe. Though yes, he is most recently known for John Wick franchise. I haven't seen it. I love Keanu Reeves, but I have not seen John Wick. There it is. But Lance Reddick has a powerful presence in anything that he does. So he's amazing in this movie, even though his part is very small. And for Malcolm X, played by Kingsley Ben-Adir of the OA and High Fidelity. His portrayal of the late great Malcolm X, Our Manhood, was very well done, I thought. The actual infamous night starts out again. It's very slow. It's a pretty slow burn. From the beginning, picks up a little bit in the end or whatever, but it is a slow burn. It's just the four of them in a hotel room talking about the futures we already know about, of course. Then they go to the roof and talk some more. Sam and Malcolm get into a very heated argument. Then they go back down to the hotel room and you guessed it, they talk some more. But the conversations are critical and introspective about race and how each of them are dealing with it. Through this dialogue, which is the bulk of the movie, they explored the differences of how blacks handle and fight the injustices of racism and our struggles within the race between each other. These are debates that have happened at every barbecue, family reunion, card game and dominoes game, and porch drinking binges. Blacks are not one monolithic group. We do not all think alike, and no, we do not actually all know each other. But yes, there is a kinship between Black Americans, the descendants of slaves that is. We share a common struggle which is going on today if you haven't noticed. However, we do not react in the same way to these battles. Some of us are very much rooted in the Southern ways, others prefer the gritty urban life of Chicago, Detroit, and New York, and others love the rolling hills of California. But even though our goal is to be seen as 100% human in America and full free citizenship, we do not all define what freedom means. For some, it is monetary. For others, it is family values deeply rooted in Christianity. And for others, it's about completely shrugging off the past to move into the future. But these are hard debates that happen most often just between us in private, behind closed doors. This movie is a look inside those private exchanges and sentiments. These four very powerful men give voice to those divergent thoughts and troubles. I thought the movie was very well done, albeit the fact that it did feel like a TV movie instead of a blockbuster. This is not an action-packed film. It is a film which features dialogue. So if you do not like to just sit and listen, then you may get bored. Although it might make you want to pop in the movie Malcolm X and rewatch that masterpiece, which is filled with drama and intrigue, which will definitely keep you woke, figuratively and literally. So One Night in Miami is definitely worth a watch, but tell me what you think in the comments below. Did you stay awake? Did you make it through the slow start? What was the most intriguing points the men made that stuck with you? Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button as well as the bell to make sure that you are alerted when the next review comes out of new, classic, and hidden gem movies. Until next time, peace, two fingers.